Good afternoon, Lynette Oxley here for Tax Shack Tactical TV. Hello, Paul. I'm going to greet you specifically. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Hi, Lynette. Hello, viewers.
So, yeah, last week we ended up the show just at Pretoria Arms. It was, what a great day.
It was a great effort. It was really, I mean, the girls that came out, the ROs, it was magnificent. It was really magnificent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Pretoria Arms were great hosts for us.
Absolutely. It's been a hectic week. Nothing really happened with the EFS.
Oh, it's stuff. Yeah, what a damn squib, eh?
Yeah, squib.
So I'm coincidentally I met our local DFO in the parking lot at a supermarket just up the road on Tuesday, and I said to him, well done on yesterday, because they were all pulled, they were all yanked off other duties and put into this public order policing type role. And he was grinning from ear to ear, and he was saying to me, I think it's sufficed. And he says, I think they arrested 68 people. So the holding cells there must have been
pretty full.
Yeah, quite snug.
I had two different sides. Today I had a police officer that came and did his private proficiency training, so he says they were also pulled in but they weren't very busy. And then on the other side, a senior photographer that walked 12 kilometers and got nothing. So in Pretoria.
Yeah.
So one of the major newspapers, which is great.
Look, I think the EFF has shot its bolt. I think this has shown that they don't really have the support that they thought they did have, that they like to pretend that they did have. I think politically they're almost a spent force.
But and then let's get back to the Wits report. The Wits report basically says...
What an amazing coincidence. The Wits report said it's got nothing to do with the FCA, it's got everything to do with visible policing.
When visible policing works...
When visible policing is there, the crime isn't, strangely enough.
There's been some research done that we won't talk about much, but the correlation is definitely there.
Yes.
That the higher civilian legal firearm ownership, the lower the murder rate, etc. There's a direct correlation. But we'll get...
Well, no, it's an inverse correlation.
Inverse correlation.
So the higher the one, the lower the other.
And vice versa.
Vice versa. The lower the one, the higher the other. So the lower the civilian firearm ownership rate, the higher the crime. So it exactly gives the lie to everything that Gun-Free South Africa and the police have been touting for years and years and years.
That's why they hid the report.
That's the reason that they hid the Wits report for 8 years, because the Wits report told them that it was going to be like this.
So this is good research. There's been mathematicians involved. They went to a meeting, but didn't understand the maths behind it. But there's maths behind it.
Yeah, I felt very stupid in the meeting.
Guys
were talking about complicated mathematical formula, and I was like,
wow.
Okay.
So, but in any case, we will definitely interview the person that's done the research.
Absolutely.
As soon as that's finished.
Yes. Okay. So that was last week, for everyone's benefit, we attended the first of the public sessions, the public symposia on this research and this mathematical formula which has now been developed, by which they can actually compare, which they can explore the correlation between licensed owners and crime, or specifically murder rate, because that's the thing that keeps getting chucked in our faces. Anyway, so this is a very interesting piece of research. It's going to go far. It's going to give us the tools that we need to fight the good fight far into the future. So a whole lot of organizations are involved. I think we were last week we were there with the South African Arms and Ammunition Collectors Association, the Helen Suzman Foundation,
and
the Institute of Race Relations. So this is not petty.
And it's being tested.
This is not trivial. This is big, guys.
Yeah.
So that we're looking forward to getting that mathematical model out there, so that we can start applying it to stuff and laughing at Gun-Free South Africa and the Civilian Secretary of Police whenever they make these bizarre statements and claims, because we can actually prove mathematically that the stuff is bull dust. So that's great. It's good news for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely. You want to talk about this? Or?
Okay, guys. So I'm not touting these things, I promise. I'm not trying to sell them, because we're not selling them. We're giving the bad things away. Okay, so again, we have this is the final format of the fixings, the anchor bolts and the washers, which are required, along with the certificate and the little stickers which you can put on your safe. Please get hold of Hannes at events@gosa.co.za. Get hold of the stuff that you need. It's free to GOSA members. You just pay for the shipping, for the courier fees, which are not terrible. And you get it in the post, and they'll come and deliver it to you, and it's everything that you need. And you can prove that you were compliant.
Yeah. You're not going to say anything about that, or are you going to say anything? Okay.
So this, coincidentally, some of this topic came up in the last day or two. Somebody in the Eastern Cape apparently is distributing a list of requirements from CFR. This is the new requirements for safes. You have to submit 3 color photographs of your safe, one showing the outside, one showing the inside, one showing whatever. It's not a requirement. The moment a DFO says to you this is a requirement, always doubt it, because they
need to come and do a safe inspection.
The Act. So the Act doesn't specify it, but remember that the Act. The regulations are derived from the Act. And out of the regulations, which refer to the safekeeping requirements, they developed the forms that we use. So the SAP 271 for a license application, blah, 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 blah. One of the forms that they developed was the SAP 538, I think it is. God, I'm pretty sure it's 538, which is the inspection report that a DFO is supposed to produce to show that he's inspected the safe and he has determined that the safe meets the specifications. Now, the DFOs are supposed to make an appointment with you, come out to your property, inspect your safe, and give you this SAP 538, which you can then keep and then submit copies of to prove that you've got the correct safekeeping requirements. The Act and the regulations do not say that you have to give photographs of your safe, or because you can photograph at somebody else's safe. You can go to a safe in the blooming in macro and photograph the safe in macro. It could be from anywhere. That proves nothing. But what it does is you then have to, on the back of the photograph, you have to put your name and your ID number, and you have to sign it. Then with DFO is asking that you give an affidavit confirming a sworn statement, confirming that your safe meets the requirements. So that's all very good and well. And we know where this comes from. This comes from the fact that the DFOs
don't have cars.
Or are too bone idle to get up from behind their desks and go and do safe inspections. So we have this situation where they are trying to rely on you and I to do their work for them and to bear the responsibility. So the responsibility in terms of the Act is very clearly on the DFOs. They are trying.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. Gee.
I can see that happening.
Sorry, he's lying on his dog bed with a ball, wanting us to play with him. Okay, so they're trying to shift the onus of responsibility away from themselves onto us. Now that's fine, and everybody wants to get along, so they happily comply. They give photographs, they give affidavits, they'll give a bloody blood sample if they, anything to make it easier. That's not the point. If, for example, you have a rifle safe and it's got a whole bunch of guns in it, and it gets broken out of your wall, and it gets stolen, there's nothing to stop the DFO from turning around and saying, but you said it was secure, because you gave me an affidavit, meaning you, the owner, which puts the responsibility on you instead of on the DFO. Instead of saying, well, the DFO inspected and he's an expert and he said it's good, and now they're saying no, but they're turning it, and it hasn't happened, but it could happen. In the same way, with these bolts, that it's better to have the correct fixings than to be accused of not having the fixings, or have not being compliant with the law. Leave the DFOs to do the inspections. Let them make it, sign the statement saying that it meets the requirements. Don't put yourself in the picture. It could be turned around and they could say, well, since the guys broke it out of the wall, it obviously wasn't properly secured. Then you've got to go and try and prove that it was properly secured. Don't let them put the blame on you.
The onus on you.
Don't let them put the onus of responsibility on you, the owner. It's supposed to be the DFO. Let him do the work. Say, well, listen, come visit my place, see my safe. If he doesn't want to, go to the station commander and say to him, listen, this guy needs to come and see the safe. But it's supposed to be the job of the DFO, not the job of the applicant to prove compliance. And that's all I want to say about that.
Okay, do you want to read? We actually got a question.
So we got, and I'm embarrassed to admit that we got this question in last week before the show. And in the excitement of hosting the show on Saturday at Pretoria Arms, we forgot about it. We've been begging people for months to send in with questions which we can answer on the live show. And the first question that comes in, we forget about it.
It was chaos out there.
So this was from Kevin K. I'm not going to release his full name for privacy reasons. Hi GOSA, if possible, can Paul please give us an update in today or next week's video? So Dave's given us a break. We're in there with the next week's video on what happened in the end with the PAJA request with the draft amendment bill. Did GOSA engage further with SAPS on the bill since the last update a couple months ago? Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so the PAJA request. This was a very comprehensive PAJA request. Where we asked the police, we wanted to know where they had derived the Firearms Control Amendment Bill from. What's the ration? We wanted to know all the details. We wanted to know who was involved. We know who's involved.
We want them to tell us.
Advocate Shandu, the chair of the appeals board.
Gun Free South Africa.
And Gun Free South Africa that was involved in drafting the Firearms Control Amendment Bill. We know that, but we want them to admit it. Mm-hmm. And of course, they desperately don't want to admit it. In the same way that they didn't want to reveal the Wits School of Governance report, they definitely don't want to point the finger at Advocate Shandu. Because they called her in. She's from the Firearms Appeal Board. She's supposed to be the arbiter. She's supposed to be neutral.
Neutral. That's what I just wanted to say.
They called her in to help design the bill, which she's then going to try to play referee on. That's just
not right.
Sick. It's just sick. Anyway, but so we want them to admit it. So they're refusing to admit it. They say no, but we pulled the consultative sessions or whatever, and therefore you don't need it anymore. No, hang on a second. We still want it. We still want it, by the way. We still haven't received it from the SAPS. So it's going to require a court application. It's going to require us going to court and getting a mandamus. That, however, is going to cost us a fair bit of money, which we don't have right now. Donations have almost dried up. Everybody is feeling the pinch.
But if you have some spare cash lying around,
Reggie, not the ball now.
To donate towards this, then please.
It's a really good. It'll be a really fantastic tool for us to have. We just can't afford to buy the tool at the moment.
Yeah. So if you do want to contribute, Hannes will put in some details in the what do you call it, in the messages below.
Yeah, in the comments below the this YouTube video.
Yeah.
Guys.
And also
give us some cash and we'll move mountains.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah, he's just on a roll.
Sorry, the dog is on a roll. Like a hot dog.
Exactly. That's a cricket ball.
It would be a very big roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
What else, Paul? Play with the dog first, okay?
Sorry, just threw the ball out the door for him. Yeah, no, that's about it from my side. Is there anything
from Girls on Fire side?
Oh yes, the stacks from Girls on Fire side. Let's hear it.
So I'm not going to say too much, but we are meeting in the first week of April. So within the next week or so, we're going to meet to finalise where we're going to have the Ladies Stop Shot. It will be held at the last Saturday, hopefully, in Women's Month of August. It looks like we'll get major sponsorship for this event. It's just we've just got such a lot of work to do.
Yes.
Trying to it's going to be a rock up the mountain again. Yeah. And hopefully we'll open registrations by the middle of April for the event. It should be a great event again.
I'm sure it will be.
Just lots and lots of other stuff happening. So watch this space. It's just I've been working in the background. Myself and one of the other GOSA directors, Charmaine, is also working on a book.
Girls on Fire directors.
Girls on Fire directors, something. What did I say? GOSA. GOSA Girls on Fire. Okay. Directors is working on a book which was also going to be released by August, hopefully, we'll see, on victimology and how women is seen as the perpetual victims in society.
Well, they're not just seen it as...
they sometimes love to wear the cloak as victims because it's it's excuses. And
it's weird. It like gives you magical powers when you can claim that you're a victim. And we see this in the world all around us. I mean, it's not just really restricted to women. It's all over the place. Yeah. You go, oh, geez, woe is me. Everyone must feel sorry for me and give me special stuff.
So, we hopefully will be finished with that book. Just lots and lots happening. There's some surprise stuff coming up with Gun Buddies, but we're also just not going to say anything until it happens. But, it is. We're just waiting for the last thing to slot in, and then it's going to be great.
Yes, indeed.
So what else? That's it, I think.
Yeah, guys, I think that's about it, guys. We don't have too much else. Yeah. Guys, send more questions in. Yeah, we'll answer the questions, I promise.
And if you are not members, please become members. Sure. If you want to do some donations for legal stuff.
Give us the tools we need. We need numbers on our side, both in terms of supporters, members, and finances. We need the finances in order to prosecute the PIRE request. Everything sits on the back burner until we've got enough cash for it. We can only do what we can afford to do.
Okay. So we'll actually I'll ask Hannes to do a call for the PIRE request for some legal funding for that.
Yeah.
To do it, and we'll put that out there.
Fantastic.
Okay. Long
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We still have a 3-Go Nation match tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Starting at 6:30 on the range. But I've got some nice courses of fire. Please don't rain. Hopefully it rains only after about 11 or 12 o'clock.
I think the rain's due to stop at 11. But but our guns work in the rain.
Yeah.
Strangely.
We've got a nice group of people shooting. There's some nice courses of fire, so I think it's going to be a great day on the range.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.